At this time on the 757 at 6, joined by a special guest of the NFL's Green Bay Packers, a defensive back right here out of the 757 in Lake Taylor High School in Norfolk. He played his college football at Cincinnati, and he has his first annual Tighten Up 757 football camp. Folks, this ought to be a good one coming up on Saturday. Registration and sign-ins at 8 a.m., and then you have ages 7 to 12 for the kids, 9 a.m. to noon. Ages 13 to 17 from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then the cookout. Go to MikeTysonFootball.com, and we say hello to Mike Tyson out of Lake Taylor High School in Norfolk. Mike, thanks for stopping by. How you been?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, Matt.
It's our pleasure. How's it feel to be back home here in Hampton Roads?
Oh, it feels amazing, man. It's just great just being here, being around all my family, because it's just like home.
I imagine it brings back some great memories for you.
Yeah, a lot of memories.
Mostly good, or there's some that you like to forget?
All good.
Now, I know you were at the Hampton Roads Youth Foundation on Saturday. Got to see a lot of familiar faces there. Before we get to your camp, how was that experience seeing some fellow NFL guys there as well?
Oh, it was great. It was just great to be around the kids, for real. I mean, seeing familiar faces was cool, but just being around the kids, just to be an inspiration around the kids was great for me.
Tell us what made you want to do a camp and do it right here in the 757.
Just to be a positive influence, just to be a great role model, show them that there's a way out, and just so they can have somebody to talk to.
Talking with Mike Tyson out of the NFL's Green Bay Packers here on the 757 at 6. He's got his first annual Tighten Up 757 football camp, and Mike out of Lake Taylor High School in Norfolk here. Mike, growing up, tell us about when you first got involved playing the game of football. How did that come about, and when did you realize, you know what, I have a chance to maybe do this for money one day?
Ooh, honestly, I started back in Portsmouth in Calvary Manor. My mom actually put me in it because she said I was so tough. Never really thought about playing in the NFL. Really more so just going to college just so I can get out of my neighborhood, and see some different things.
Who were the people or even football players that were inspirations to you as you got older?
Travis Wilson was great. When I got to Lake Taylor, he I call him my brother now, big brother now, because he was a great inspiration and a leader to me when I first got to Lake Taylor. And I always looked up to Charles Woodson. I actually wanted to do everything he did, like go to Michigan and then actually play for Green Bay. They were my favorite team growing up, and now me playing with them is great.
Now, your favorite moments from your days at Lake Taylor playing for Coach Hank Sawyer and that squad. They won a couple of state titles after you graduated, but you were close there, and you were one of the guys that helped build the legacy that they have now in football. What was that like?
I mean, that was great. For them to get a ring, unfortunately, I didn't get one, but just to be a part of that legacy was just amazing, and just to build it. Now
you hope to get one with the Green Bay Packers this coming year, a Super Bowl ring. That'd be the ultimate prize for you, right?
That's the ultimate prize. I need one of those.
We'll talk about that.
Put in the work first, though.
You do, and we'll talk about that journey coming up here on the 757 at 6 with Mike Tyson, the Green Bay Packers safety out of Lake Taylor High in Norfolk, has his first annual Tighten Up 757 football camp. Why should someone bring their kid out or just come out and check out the camp this weekend? What would be your reason for someone to come out?
Just to get the experience, because me growing up, I didn't have that experience of going to camps and just being around other NFL players and people, role models and people that's in the NFL. I didn't have that experience, so I feel like that would be a great experience for those kids to come out just to get that experience.
We asked this to a lot of different athletes, whether they're playing football, basketball, baseball. Was there a turning point or defining moment in your career?
Actually, I only played football. Didn't play any other sports.
Okay. Was there one, though, with football that really you said this was kind of a moment that was my breakthrough where I would get the chance to play at the next level, be it college or pro one day?
My freshman year in high school when I first got my first offer at Penn State.
Okay.
And I was like, whoa, I really can go to college. I ain't think about it I ain't really think about it at first, but when I got that offer, that was like, a knock in the head.
How big of a deal is that for kids that are growing up that really, we hear all the time about social media that getting this offers or I had this many offers, but to where you grew up and came from, how big of a deal is to know that like I'm on my way to making it, whether you've arrived or not, when you get that first offer or that moment happens?
You saying how do it feel?
Yeah.
Oh, it felt amazing. I mean, because Penn State is a big-time school,
sure.
And we used to go there for camp, so I got to actually get the experience of a college campus and being around college coaches. So that really was the breakthrough for me.
Now, tell the folks out there that don't recall, how did you end up at Cincinnati, and what was that like playing there?
My last year of high school, I ended up going to Hargrave Military Academy. I was like 3 days too old, to play my senior year, the first year that they won states. And then I went there, really didn't have many people in my family that knew about the process, so I was kind of doing it by myself. My mom was helping me here and there, but she didn't know too much about it, So Coach Pruney had came along. That was actually my last offer. I committed to Clemson.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, I committed to Clemson.
You did, yeah.
I did, but they was overcommitted.
Okay.
So they told me to wait till after signing day. I wanted to sign on signing day. Penn State came, not Penn State, but Cincinnati came late. And Pruney came, and I took a visit up there. The players there was cool. I related to them, and I watched them a little bit here and there. And there were some great players, and they was like one of the top 7 winning schools in the nation. So I just decided to go there. And it was in Ohio, so it was away from Virginia, so I was good with that.
And every kid growing up here in the 757 who's playing football, getting attention, whether they're a 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star, the very few says, I'm going to play in the league one day. You've gone through this process of high school, power program, you went to Hargrave, college, Cincinnati, which at the time, y'all were, was it Big East or were you AAC at the time?
We were the Big East my first 2 years, went to AAC my last 2 years.
And now in the NFL with the Green Bay Packers, with that storied franchise, the Lombardi trophies, Aaron Rodgers, You think of all the great tradition, which we'll touch on. But take us through when you get to college, because a lot of the high school kids out there listening are thinking, all right, this is going to be a breeze. It's not a breeze, I'm sure.
It's really not a breeze because it's actually work. It's work and football at the same time. And a lot of people, when they come in, they think it's just football. The schoolwork actually is not as easy as what you think it is, waking up 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, going to study hall, then you got to go to class. Then right after class, you got to go to workouts. Then right after workouts, you got to go back to class. Then you get a little time to eat lunch, probably like 30 minutes. Then you got to go to class. Then you go to your last class. Then you come in. You got a little study hall time, and then you go to practice. And then after that, you might have a late night class. And the late night classes is like 3 hours long, so like you got to really be prepared and like have your things in order to get through that.
What did you study there at Cincinnati?
I started in psychology, and then I ended in criminal justice.
Good deal. Now, was there a point where you said to yourself, I'm at my breaking point, this might not be for me? What kept you going through? What was sort of your motivation and drive when you were there to get to the NFL? Was that it? I mean, did that keep you going? Was that the motivation? Like, I'm good. This is my dream. I'm going to achieve it, or?
It was kind of shaky for me at first. I got there my first year, played a lot. Second year, started like the first 4 or 5 games, and then I got benched. Probably got a little too big-headed, got beside myself. And then my last year, my third year, they moved me to nickel behind a dude named Leviticus Payne. He was a senior. Both of us played a lot. He played corner as well. So when they moved him to corner, I was then at nickel. And then my last year, it was just my time to shine. It was like, it was all or nothing. So I just went into my last year and just balled out.
We're talking with Lake Taylor product Mike Tyson here on the 757 at 6. Now with the NFL's Green Bay Packers, he has his first annual Tighten Up 757 football coming up on Saturday, the youth football camp and community cookout. 250 kids registered for the camp, along with that free community cookout that is open to the public. Go check it out on Saturday. It's ESPN Radio 94.1. Now, when you're at Cincinnati, Mike, when's that point in your mind where you said, you know what, I'm going to get that opportunity to play in the pros? Was there a moment when you were playing as a player with the Bearcats, or was it when you were done?
It was actually probably my first game of my senior year.
Okay.
I had caught 3 interceptions. We played Purdue.
In the same game, 3 picks?
3 picks, you know what I'm saying, hat trick. So
didn't do that in high school, did you?
No, I never did that in high school. But high school, I won offensive player and offense player of the year and defensive player of the year in the same year too.
Which is a rarity. You don't
it's
see that
rare. I don't think nobody done that yet.
I don't think they have either.
No, I think I was the only one to do that.
Well, too many guys now want to just play one side of the ball. You relish that, right?
I played both sides of the ball. Because Lake Taylor, it ain't a lot of players.
No.
You know what I'm saying? We got about a good 30 players there, you know what I'm saying, and played there. So we going to play both sides of the ball. Best man going to play.
Sure.
That simple. But back to Cincinnati?
Cincinnati Purdue game, the 3 picks.
Yeah, I caught the 3 picks that game, and then after that, the ball just was rolling. And then I was had my agent by then, kind of talking to a couple agents. They was rolling in, and I was just like, oh, dude, really can make it to the league. And then I just was doing what I do best, you know, balling. And then I finished the year with like 5 picks. I had caught it's crazy because I caught 2 picks in one game. Like at the end of the season, I thought I was gonna do another hat trick. So, I mean, but that's really was my breakthrough moments, honestly.
Before we get to your NFL journey, which was with the Houston Texans before you got to Green Bay, I want to know, this is something we brought up when you were in high school, and I'm sure it gets old real quick for you. The name Mike Tyson. I mean, I'm part of the guilty party now, Mike. How often do people bring it up and say, hey, you the boxer?
All the time. All the time. I get that all the time. Like, I can't live that down. Now I embrace it, actually. But I just make sure I tell them that I'm the other Mike Tyson, the football player. You know what I'm saying? I just let them know who I am. And then I just go by it that way.
Well, to stop the confusion, you've actually gone by Michael. Do you still go by Michael more times than not now, or are you just okay with Mike?
Really, I at first growing up, Michael to me was kind of like a funny name, I'm gonna be honest. So I went by Mike. Now, more business, you know, business side of it, I tell them my name is Michael, but I tell them they can call me Mike.
Okay. Any positive where you got something cool out of it, like a perk because they thought you were the other Mike Tyson?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, because they call me, I got a nickname Champ. Every time somebody talk to me, they be like, don't bite my ear off, or, you know what I'm saying? They be like, knock him out. You know, it's always something. So, I mean, I just embrace it, honestly.
Before we go to break here, the NFL Houston Texans last season on a Thursday night, you had a couple of tackles, 5th straight win. What was that like to be a part of a winning streak and make an impact in that winning streak for them in the league?
That was a great experience. Actually getting my first time to actually play in a real Thursday night game, not a Sunday night, a Thursday night. So everybody watching that game, you know. So just to be on primetime TV, that means a lot because that's like a dream come true. Everybody want to do that.
What was the biggest, I guess, aid or help for you as you made that transition to getting on the field? Who helped you the most with that?
Tyrann Matthews, no question.
Honey Badger.
Honey Badger.
What did he tell you and how did he help you?
Me and him actually sat side by side in the meeting room, and we just clicked. You know, he was just a cool, laid-back person, and he just helped me with everything because I came there literally in the beginning of the season. You know, so I just came from Seattle, and then I had to come there to learn the playbook. So I had came there, and he was just helping me all the time, helping me. And we just went from there. And me and him just been brothers ever since, and he just helped me with everything.
We've got more with Mike Tyson, the Lake Taylor High School product out of Norfolk, and we'll talk about the first annual Tighten Up 757 football camp. The team he's now with, the Green Bay Packers, and facing an old Lake Taylor mate in the division in the NFC North right here on the 757 at 6. Don't you go anywhere. It's ESPN Radio 94.1.